It's not often that a player comes along who completely redefines what we thought was possible in basketball, but every once in a while, the game gifts us with a generational talent, someone who breaks the mold and forces us to recalibrate our expectations of what a basketball player can be. If you've been following basketball over the past couple of years, you've probably heard the name Victor Wembanyama. And if you haven't, well, it's time to sit up and pay attention. This is the story of how a tall, skinny kid from France grew into a player who could be the face of the NBA for years to come. Early life and roots in basketball. Victor Wembanyama was born on January 4, 2004 in Le Chesnay, France. Raised in a family where sports ran deep in their DNA, Victor had a mother who was a former professional basketball player and a father who excelled in track and field. You could say that his destiny was written in his genes. From a young age, Victor wasn't like other kids. He was a head taller, and when the basketball was placed in his hands, something just clicked. He began his formal training with Nanterre 92's youth program, an elite basketball club in France. By the time he was 14, European scouts were already penciling him in as a future NBA prospect. Climbing the ranks. Before long, the hype surrounding Wembanyama wasn't just local. At just 16, he was already being touted as one of the top European prospects. Imagine the pressure, a teenager with the entire basketball world watching your every move. His growth as a player skyrocketed after his time at Nanterre 92. By 2019, Wembanyama was on the national radar, representing France at the FIBA Under-16 European Championship. In one game against Croatia, he posted an incredible stat line: 12 points, 21 rebounds, and 8 blocks. That performance wasn't just dominant, it was a clear signal to the world that this kid was special. He averaged 9 points, 9.6 rebounds, and a tournament-leading 5.3 blocks per game, leading France to a silver medal and earning all tournament team honors. This was only the beginning. His reputation grew even more at the 2021 FIBA Under-19 World Cup in Latvia, where he averaged 14 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 5.7 blocks per game, helping France to another silver medal, and yes, you guessed it, another all-tournament team honor. His 22-point, 8-rebound, and 8-block performance in a narrow loss to the United States in the final was nothing short of spectacular. The decision. Fast forward to 2023. By this time, Wembanyama wasn't just a sensation in Europe, he had become a global name. Basketball fans, scouts, and analysts were all eagerly anticipating his entry into the NBA, with most already declaring him a lock for the #1 overall pick in the draft. The San Antonio Spurs selected Wembanyama with the first overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama.
Think about it. The Spurs had been waiting for a talent like this. After the legendary eras of David Robinson and Tim Duncan, the Spurs had been seeking their next cornerstone player. And in Wembanyama, they found a talent who could not only carry their legacy, but also elevate the franchise to new heights. Wembanyama was the first French player to be drafted first overall and only the second European player to achieve that distinction. But with great talent comes great expectations. Wembanyama made his NBA Summer League debut on July 7, 2023, in front of a sold-out crowd against the Charlotte Hornets. It wasn't the dominating performance many had hoped for, as he recorded just 9 points and 8 rebounds while shooting 2 of 13 from the field. But remember, this was just the beginning. 2 days later, in his second Summer League game, Wembanyama showcased the skills that had made him such a highly touted prospect, posting 27 points and 12 rebounds in a close loss to the Portland Trail Blazers. Early NBA career. When Wembanyama made his official NBA regular season debut on October 25, 2023, against the Dallas Mavericks, all eyes were on him. The performance was solid, but not extraordinary. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks in a 126-119 loss. However, he made his mark by setting a Spurs record for the most three-pointers made by a rookie in their debut. Wembanyama's breakout moment came on November 2, 2023, when he dropped a career-high 38 points, along with 10 rebounds and 2 blocks, in a win over the Phoenix Suns. His performances continued to turn heads. On December 8, 2023, he became the youngest player in NBA history to record at least 20 points and 20 rebounds in a game at just 18 years old. And the accolades didn't stop there. He had a series of record-breaking games, setting the bar for rookies across the league. With highlights like a 40-point, 20-rebound game against the New York Knicks in March 2024, it was evident that Wembanyama wasn't just living up to the hype, he was surpassing it. By the end of his rookie season, Wembanyama had rewritten NBA rookie records. He became the first player in NBA history to put up at least 1,500 points, 250 blocks, and 900 made three-pointers in a season. On top of that, he led the league in blocks with an average of 3.6 per game, making him the youngest player to ever achieve that feat. International dominance. But Wembanyama's dominance wasn't confined to just the NBA. His impact on the international stage was equally profound. At the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, Wembanyama again made his country proud. In his Olympic debut, he posted 19 points and 9 rebounds in a win against Brazil. Although France ultimately fell short, Wembanyama's 26-point performance in the final cemented his status as one of the tournament's brightest stars. Redefining the modern big man. What is it that makes Wembanyama so special? You've heard the stats and seen the highlights, but numbers only tell part of the story. Victor Wembanyama is a player unlike any we've ever seen before. Standing at 7 feet 3.5 inches barefoot, with an estimated wingspan of 8 feet, he's one of the tallest players in the NBA. Yet he moves with the fluidity of a guard. His ability to handle the ball, shoot step-back jumpers, knock down threes, and defend all positions is unprecedented for someone his size. LeBron James famously called him an alien because there's simply no comparison.
We're labeling like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien.
He's not just a tall guy who plays basketball, he's a basketball player who just happens to be incredibly tall. His unique skill set combined with his basketball IQ makes him one of the most versatile players in the game. Offensively, Wembanyama can score from anywhere on the floor, whether it's from the perimeter, mid-range, or in the paint. Beyond the game. While Wembanyama's on-court talents are obvious, there's much more to him than just basketball. Off the court, he's a well-rounded individual with interests that go far beyond the game. His influence goes beyond just his play on the court. Wembanyama has already secured high-profile sponsorship deals with major brands like Nike, 2K, Fanatics, Barcode, and Louis Vuitton. So, what does the future hold for Victor Wembanyama? One thing's for sure, basketball's future is in good hands. He's a player who's rewriting the rules of the game, blending size, skill, and versatility in a way that we've never seen before. From his early days dominating youth leagues in France to becoming a global superstar in the NBA, Wembanyama has shown that he's here to stay. If you're as excited as we are to watch Wembanyama's journey unfold, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and drop a comment below to share your thoughts on Victor Wembanyama's future in the NBA. What excites you most about this generational talent?